शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। कठोपनिषद अध्याय 2 वल्ली 3 मंत्र 15। यदा सर्वे प्रभिद्यन्ते हृदयस्येह ग्रन्थयः अथ मर्त्यो मृतो भवति एतावध्यनुशासनम्। कदा पुनः we have seen the moola, we'll look into the bhashya. kada punah kamanam moolatah vinashah iti uchyate. This is a sambandha between the two mantras. In the previous mantra, yada sarve kamaha pramuchyante, all the kamas get destroyed. So, when do all the kamas go away? Kada punaha, punaha, then. Kada, when. Kamanam moolatah vinashaha, the kamas get destroyed from their very root. Ityuchyate, it is being explained in this mantra. Yada sarve prabhidyante bhedamupayanti bhedamupayanti vinashyanti हृदयस्य बुद्धेः इह जीवतः एव ग्रन्थयः ग्रन्थिवत् दृढबन्धनरूपाः अविद्याप्रत्ययाः इत्यर्थः। अहमिदं शरीरं ममेदं धनं सुखी दुःखी च अहम् इत्येवमादिलक्षणाः तद्विपरीत ब्रह्मात्मप्रत्यय उपजननात् ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि असंसारीति विनष्टेषु अविद्याग्रन्थिषु तन्निमित्ताः कामाः मूलतः विनश्यन्ति अथ मर्त्यः अमृतो भवति एतावद्धि एतावत् एव एतन्मात्रं न अधिकमस्तीत्याशंका कर्तव्या अनुशासनम् अनुशिष्टिः उपदेशः सर्ववेदान्तानाम् इति वाक्यशेषः यदा when सर्वे प्रभिद्यन्ते प्रभिद्यन्ते means भेदम उपयान्ति they break down meaning vinashyanti they get destroyed hridayasya means buddhehe hridaya is buddhi mind iha iha means jivatah eva while being alive in this world in this body jivatah eva hridayasya granthayah when a person is still alive if his hridaya granthis when they break when they get destroyed by means of atmajnana granthayah ग्रंथिवद दृढ़बंधन रूपाः अविद्या प्रत्ययाः इत्यर्थः व्हाट इज ग्रंथि ग्रंथि मीन्स नॉट KNOT the knots in the heart it is not a physical knot then what is the knot avidya pratyayah the avidya pratyayas the thoughts born of avidya the thoughts born of ignorance the identification born of ignorance is the granthi it is called granthi because ग्रंथिवद दृढ़बंधन रूपाः they are strongly binding in nature दृढ़बंधन रूपाः like the regular knot ग्रंथिवत like granthi like the regular knot when a person is tied how he is bound by the granthi by the knot he cannot free himself from them similarly the avidya pratyayas the thoughts that are in the form of identification with the body mind etc they are like granthi because they tie a person down to samsara avidya pratyayah ityarthah the granthis of the heart are avidya pratyayah And Bhashyakara explains the avidya pratyayaha. Ahamidam shariram. I am this body. Mama idam dhanam. This is my wealth. I identification and mine identification. They are born of avidya. They are like granthis. Sukhi dukhi cha aham. I am sukhi. Now I am happy. Now I am dukhi. So, identification with the body, with the sthula sharira. Ahamidam shariram. Then identification with the sukshma sharira and its properties, indicated by aham sukhi, aham dukhi. We identify with the emotions and feelings. It is identification with the sukshma sharira. Then identification with the sthula sharira. Ahamidam shariram. I am this body. Aham manushyaha. Ityadi. Aham vruddhaha. Aham yuva. All these are identification with the sthula sharira. Then identification with the external objects. Mamedam dhanam. This is my money. So, Bhashyakara has given 3 levels of identification. Initially with the Sukshma Sharira and its properties. Then Sthula Sharira and its properties. Then wealth, etc. The external objects. Ityevamadi lakshanaha. Of these kind, such thoughts, pratyayaha, they are hridaya granthayaha. And they are destroyed by means of the Atmajnana. Tad viparita brahmatma pratyayopajananat brahmaiva aham asmi asamsariti vinashteshu avidya grantheshu. So, how the avidya granthi is destroyed, Bhashyakara explains. Tad viparita brahmatma pratyayopajananat. By producing upajananat, by producing brahmatma pratyaya, the understanding of Brahman, which is none other than Atma. And brahmatma pratyaya is tad viparita, hridaya granthi viparita, avidya pratyaya viparita. Is opposed to avidya pratyaya. And now he is explaining brahmatma pratyaya. Brahmaiva aham asmi. I am Brahman. Brahma eva aham asmi. I am only Brahman. Asamsari. I am asamsari. I am free from samsara. Iti brahmatma pratyaya. This is brahmatma pratyaya. So, brahmaiva ahamasmi asamsari iti tad viparita brahmatma pratyayopajananat avidya granthishu vinashteshu. Then all the avidya granthis get destroyed. When the avidya granthis are destroyed, avidyagrantheshu vinashteshu satsu. When the avidyagranthis are destroyed, then tannimittaha kamaha mulato vinashyanti. Kamaha, the desires which are caused by avidyagranthi. Tannimittaha kamaha means avidyagranthi nimittaha kamaha. The kamas that are caused by avidyagranthi, even they get destroyed. Mulataha vinashyanti. They are destroyed from their very roots. Atha martyaha amritaha bhavati etavadhi etavadeva etanmatram न अधिकमस्तीत्याशंका कर्तव्या. Atha, then when the avidya granthis get destroyed and the kamas also get destroyed, then martyaha amritaha bhavati. Martyaha, the mortal, samsari, he becomes amritaha, asamsari, mukto bhavati ityarthaha. Etavadhi anushasanam. Etavad, he becomes etavadhi. What is the sandhi? Jhayohonyatarasya. Etavad eva. Etavad, he means etavad eva. He is in the sense of eva. Only this much. Etavan matram, this much alone is the anushasanam. Anushasanam is equal to anushishtihi. Instruction, meaning teaching. Generally, anushasanam means instruction. In this context, it is teaching. Even the word instruction is not correct when it comes to Vedanta. Vedanta is not instruction. Do this, do that. It is instruction. There is a lab instructor in colleges. So he will say, do this, do that. So Vedanta is not instruction. It is not instruction, it is not preaching, it is teaching. You are made to understand what you are. And once you understand what you are, the teaching is complete. Then there is nothing more to add to the teaching. Therefore, etavat eva anushasanam. This much alone, etavan matram, just this much, is the teaching. Na adhikamastītyāshanka kartavya. The etavad he means eva. Eva means na adhikam asti. There is nothing great, nothing more than this. Etasmad adhikam asti iti ashanka na kartavya. One should not doubt that there may be something more than this. After studying Vedanta, I should study something else. This is not enough for moksha. I have to do Srividya Upasanam or something. Some people think so. In fact, Anandagiri himself talks about that. Sarve Kamaha. While commenting on the previous verse, he is talking this. He is mentioning. Sarve Kamaha. Kamyena Jyotishtomadina Swargam Prapsyami. Traipuryaradhanena Janam Vashikarishyami. Ityevamadayaha Swargadi Deheshu Api Ahameva Tishtami. Ityadi. So he mentions Traipuryaradhanena, Srividya, Tripura Sundari, Vashikarishyami, Janam Vashikarishyami. I have to attract people. Anandagiri mentions. After Atmajnana, all such desires go away. Then he will not look for something else, some other sadhana, whether either for moksha or for any other end. He does not seek. So there is nothing more to be sought after Vedanta. Then is Vedanta itself complete with this? The teaching of Vedanta itself, is it complete with this? Then Yama says, yes, it is complete. Even if you take up any other Upanishad, you are going to get the same vision. Put in different prakriya, conveyed in different methodology, but the vision remains same. Because every Upanishad is talking about the same Brahman. It's not that this Upanishad is talking about half the Brahman, another Upanishad is talking about the other half of the Brahman. It is not so. All Upanishads are conveying the same Brahman. Therefore, etavadhi anushasanam. Anushasanam is upadeshaha. Sarva vedantanam iti vakyasheshaha. We have to supply sarva vedantanam anushasanam. This is the teaching of all Vedanta. Etavadhi sarva vedantanam anushasanam. This much alone is the teaching of all the Upanishads. One cannot study all the Upanishads. There are 1180 Upanishads. One cannot study all of them. One can study a select few Upanishad. Even one Upanishad is enough to get Atmajnana. Kathopanishad alone is enough if one does not want to spend too much of time. So, Kathopanishad teaching is completed with this. Therefore, Yama says, etavadhi anushasanam. So, Yama is keeping his door open. No, if you want to leave, you can leave. Even if you stay for another Upanishad, you are not going to get anything new. It is going to be about the same Brahman. Same vision will be given. Then what is the use of studying another Upanishad? Keno Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad. It is for better clarity. You will get better clarity if you study more Upanishads. Also, it will help in assimilation. More Shravana, more exposure to the teaching gives better clarity and also better assimilation. That is the only purpose. Not that there is something more to be taught, as far as Brahman is concerned, as far as Jiva Ishvara Aikya is concerned. Next mantra. Shatam chaika cha hridayasya nadyaha tasam murdhanamabhinisrutaika tayordhvamayannamritatvameti Vishwanganya utkramane bhavanti. So, this mantra is not related to Brahmajnana, not related to Atmajnana. It is talking about Gati. After death, an Ajnani leaves the body through various nadis. In the Shastra, we find the idea of nadis. Nadi is not nerve. Some people translate it as nerve, but it is not nerve. Nerves are visible. If someone uses microscope, he can see nerves, nerve cells, neurons. But nadis are not nerves. They are sukshma, subtle. They are subtle passages, subtle channels that start from the heart. The heart is like a hub of all the nadis. There are many subtle passages. And the jiva, while departing from the body, can leave the body through any of these nadis. The nadis move in various directions. One nadi moves upward, another nadi moves left, another nadi moves right. There are many nadis. And mainly the predominant nadis are 101 according to this Shruti Vakya. Shatancha ekacha hridayasya nadyaha. Among them, one nadi is called Sushumna nadi. It is not mentioned here, Sushumna nadi. It moves upwards. Right, there is a better description, a more vivid description in Taittiriya Upanishad. So, in between the palate, it will go up, and then it goes out of the, it exits, it opens up in the middle of the head, which is called Brahmarandhra. It opens up at Brahmarandhra, right in the middle, as though breaking the head into two equal halves. That is the description of Sushumna Nadi. So these nadis are the openings for the jiva to exit the body. Now, an upasaka, he is an ajnani because he has not understood the Nirguna Brahma, the Swarupa of Brahman, Atma. He is an ajnani. But he has done lot of upasanam. Saguna Brahma upasanam. He has done. To such an extent that he is able to think of his upasya at the time of his death. He has done upasanam to that extent. Then he leaves the body through Sushumna. He moves upwards. And the Upanishad, the Bhashyakara describes how he leaves the body. The entire jiva. See, now when we are in awake, the jiva is pervading the whole body. Jiva means the Sukshma Sharira as well as the Chidabhasa. Sukshma Sharira and Chidabhasa. These two are collectively jiva. Sukshma Sharira with the sentiency. The jiva is now pervading the body. At the time of death, the upasaka will withdraw the jiva from all parts of the body, all parts of the sthula sharira. And the jiva will be contracted, as it were, into the heart. Then it will pass through Sushumna Nadi. The contracted jiva, it will pass through Sushumna Nadi. It will go up and then it will exit through Brahmarandhra. That is how the upasaka leaves the body. And sometimes he might leave it deliberately. Even the upasakas are of two types. One type of upasaka is a jitasuhu. Jita asu. Asu means prana. He has mastery over his prana. That kind of upasaka can leave the body at his will. At his will, he can withdraw the jiva and make it pass through Brahmarandhra and leave the body. It is one possibility. Or if he is an ajitasu, he has not mastered such a technique of leaving the body, but he is able to remember Ishvara at the time of his death. Even then, the jiva will pass through Sushumna. The only difference is Jitasu can leave the body at his will. He can choose, tomorrow I am leaving the body. He can announce and leave. Even such things are seen in some, even in recent times. We have records of such things, such instances. This person will say, I am leaving the body tomorrow. And then he will leave the body. The Jitasu can do such thing. Then Ajitasu, he cannot have choice over his death. Yet, when he dies, he will think of Bhagavan and he will live through Sushumna. Such Upasaka will go to Brahmaloka. And in Brahmaloka, he will live for a great length of time, till the end of the Kalpa. And then at the time of the resolution of the whole Srishti, he will get moksha. Because he has already attained jnana in Brahmaloka, then he will get moksha. It is krama mukti. Whereas, if he leaves the body through some other nadis, if the jiva leaves the body through some other nadis other than Sushumna, an Upasaka will not leave the body through other nadis. He will leave the body only through Sushumna. But other Upasakas, not other Upasakas, other people, maybe karmis or maybe dushkarmis, other people, they leave the body through other nadis. And then they will continue to remain in samsara. They will have rebirth. They are not getting Brahmaloka or moksha. So this is about leaving the body. How an ajnani leaves the body and how an ajnani has gati, it is discussed in this verse. And this is about ajnani. A jnani does not have gati at all. Therefore, he does not leave the body through any nadi, whether Sushumna or other nadi. He is not anyway not leaving the body. Leaving the body in the sense of leave the body to go somewhere. It doesn't happen for him. The body is just dismantled, that's all, disintegrated. Upasaka doesn't, the jnani doesn't go, he just stays as Brahman. The body gets disintegrated, that's all. Now, what is the purpose of discussing this in the Upanishad? As this does not have any direct connection with what we have seen so far. We are looking at Brahman, Atmajnana, but this is something different. What is the use of this discussion here? Bhashyakara gives two relevance. Number one, it serves as a stuti of Atmajnana, Brahma Vidya stuti. See, if you don't know Brahman, you will have gati. You will have to go through any one nadi, either through Sushumna or through some other. But a jnani does not have to go anywhere. He will get Videha Mukti at the time of death. Thus Brahmajnana is glorified. by showing what happens to a non-Brahmajnani at the time of death. It is one significance. Another significance is in relation to what we have seen in chapter 1. In chapter 1, there was Agni Vidya, Nachiketa Agni. The Agni Vidya it consisted of both karma, a fire ritual, and upasanam, a kind of meditation on Saguna Brahma. Therefore, the phala of the Agni Vidya is to go to Brahmaloka after death. In connection to that Agni Vidya, the Shruti has to say how one attains Brahmaloka. The Gati has to be described. This mantra gives the description of the Gati of one who goes to Brahmaloka as a result of Nachiketa Agni Vidya. Therefore, this is a part of Nachiketa Agni discussion. Which is also a topic of Kathopanishad. The secondary topic of Kathopanishad. We will first see the mantra. Shatancha ekacha hridayasya nadyaha. Hridayasya nadyaha. The nadis of the hridaya, nadis of the heart are shatamcha ekacha, 101. Tasam eka murdhanam abhinisrata. Tasam, among them, among 101 nadis, eka, one nadi, one of them, murdhanam bhitva, we have to supply, murdhanam bhitva, breaking the head, means as though breaking the head into two equal halves, because it is moving right in the middle of the head. Murdhanam bhitva, as though breaking the head. Abhinisrata, it passes through. Taya urdhvam ayan amritatvameti. Taya, taya nadya, through that nadi which goes upwards. Urdhvam ayan, going upwards. The jiva going upwards through that nadi. Amritatvam eti, he attains amritatva. He attains immortality by going to Brahmaloka. Bhashyakara clarifies that this amritatva is apekshika, a relative immortality, because he can stay there till the end of the kalpa. अन्याः विश्वं, अन्याः नाड्यः, the other nadis, they are vishwang. Vishwang means nanagatayaha. They move in various other directions. They lead to various other forms of gatis. Someone may go to Swarga and bring back. Someone may take to Naraka and bring back, etc. There are varieties of gatis depending on one's karma. Therefore, nanagatayaha. The other nadis lead to many other gatis. And they all lead to samsara. Utkramane bhavanti. Utkramane means samsara praptaye. Bhavanti. They lead to utkramana. Utkramana means, literally means leaving the body. Here we should understand as samsara. They lead to samsara. Means they neither take the person to Brahmaloka nor they give moksha. Nirastasesha Vishesha Vyapi Brahmatma Pratipatya Prabhinna Samasta Avidya Granthehe Jivataha Eva Brahmabhutasya Vidushaha न गतिर्विद्यते इत्युक्तम् अत्र ब्रह्म समश्नुते इत्युक्तत्वात् न तस्य प्राणा उत्क्रामन्ति ब्रह्मैव सन् ब्रह्माप्येति इति श्रुत्यन्तराच्च निरस्त अशेष विशेष व्यापि ब्रह्मात्म प्रतिपत्या. By means of understanding Brahman as Atma, Brahmatma Pratipatya, understanding the Brahman as one's own Atma, as one's own self. The Brahman is described, Vyapi Brahma, all pervasive Brahman, and Nirasta Ashesha Vishesha, who is free from all types of differences. Vishesha means Bheda. Nirasta Ashesha Vishesha, free from all types of differences. Ekameva Advitiyam Nirguna Brahman, one who has understood it. Prabhinna Samasta Vidya Granthehe, by means of understanding such a Brahman, all avidya granthis are shattered. Prabhinna samasta avidya granthehe. Prabhinnaha samastaha avidya granthayaha yasya saha. Prabhinna samasta vidya granthehe. Purushasya vidushaha. Bahuvrihi samasa, qualifying a jnani. So all his avidya granthis are broken with the understanding of the Brahman as the Atma. जीवतः एव ब्रह्मभूतस्य. He has become Brahman even while being alive. Jivataha eva. Even when being alive, he is Brahman. Vidushaha. Jivataha eva brahmabhutasya vidushaha. Jnaninaha. Such a jnani. Na gatir vidyate ityuktam. He does not have gati. This is being said already. Atra brahma samashnute ityadi. Atra brahma samashnute ityuktatvat. In this Kathopanishad itself it is said by the statement Atra brahma samashnute. He attains Brahman here itself. When he dies, his pranas don't go away, but he will attain Brahman. He merges with Brahman. Ityuktatvat. So this is a statement from Kathopanishad. And in the same sense, there is a statement from Brihadaranyaka also. Natasya prana utkramanti brahmaiva san brahmapyeti iti shrutyantaracha. Because of another Shruti Vakya also. What is another Shruti Vakya? Natasya prana utkramanti. His pranas, his sukshma sharira does not leave the body. Na utkramanti. They don't take off from the body. Instead, brahmaiva san brahmapyeti. The jnani remains Brahman even before death. He remains as Brahman, and even after death, Brahma apyeti. He as though merges with the Brahman. Iti shrutyantaracha. This Shruti Vakya is also found in favor of the idea that a jnani does not have gati. Ye punaha manda brahmavidaha vidyantarashilinascha brahmaloka bhajaha ye cha tadviparitaha samsara bhajaha tesham eshaha gati visheshaha uchyate prakritotkrisht brahmavidya phalastutaye ye punaha manda brahmavidaha. Punaha, unlike the previous ones, unlike the brahmajnanis who are Brahman, who have understood their identity as Brahman, unlike them, ye manda brahmavidaha, the people who meditate on Saguna Brahma, Manda Brahma. Saguna Brahma is called Manda Brahma by Bhashyakara because it is taught to Manda Adhikaris. Manda Adhikaribhyaha upadishyamanam Brahma Manda Brahma. Manda Adhikaris who cannot relate to the Nirguna Brahma, who cannot relate to the true nature of Brahman. The Shruti teaches them Saguna Brahma as Upasya. Therefore, it is called Manda Brahma. Mandabrahma Vidaha, those who relate to Mandabrahma, the ones who do Upasanam of Saguna Brahma. So Mandabrahma Vidaha means Saguna Brahma Upasakaha. And Vidyantarashilinascha, or sometimes they may not do Saguna Brahma Upasanam, they will do some other Upasanam. There are various other Upasanas mentioned in the Shruti, like Panchagni Vidya. Vidyantarashilinaha refers to Panchagni Vidya, etc. Brahmaloka Bhajaha, all such upasakas are qualified to go to Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka Bhajaha. They are qualified to go to Brahmaloka as a result of their upasanam. Yecha tadviparitaha samsara bhajaha. And tadviparitaha. On the contrary, there are some other people who have not done upasanam also. They may include kevala karminaha, the people who have not done only karma, agnihotradi karma. They have led a righteous life, but they have not done upasanam, and they are not jnanis also. Such people. And also people who have not stuck to, who have not done any form of dharma, they have led an ordinary life without committing to dharma, a dharma free life. Even they are included. They will also go to samsara, continue to remain in samsara. Samsara bhajaha, the ones who deserve samsara, means rebirth in this world or in higher or lower worlds. Tesham eshaha gati visheshaha uchyate. So all of them have gati. Whether they are Brahmaloka Bhajaha or Samsara Bhajaha, they all have gati. Tesham gati visheshaha, their specific gati. Among their gatis, one specific gati, which is going to Brahmaloka. It is being mentioned here. Uchyate. It is mentioned in this mantra. And what is the purpose of mentioning it? Prakrita utkrishta brahma vidya phalastutaye. For glorifying the Brahma Vidya Phala. Utkrishta Brahma Vidya Phala. The Brahma Vidya Phala, which is Utkrishta, which is greatest compared to all other phalas. And it is Prakrita. It is under discussion. Brahma Vidya Phala is under discussion, because that is what Yama talked about in mantra 14 as well as 15. In mantra 14 as well as 15, the Shruti talked about Brahma Vidya Phala, Atma Vidya Phala. And now it is glorified by showing the contrast, by contrasting it with the phala of other sadhanas. Therefore, this verse serves as a stuti. So, in any advertisement, you have to show what happens if you don't use it. प्रकृत उत्कृष्ट ब्रह्म विद्या फल स्तुतये तादर्थ्ये चतुर्थी फॉर द सेक ऑफ ग्लोरिफाइंग उच्यते गति विशेष उच्यते. So this is one purpose of this verse. Then it serves another purpose also. किंच अन्यत अग्निविद्या पृष्ठा प्रत्युक्ता च. किंच, moreover, अन्यत, there is another reason. Anyat prayojanam, another prayojana of this mantra. Agni Vidya Prashta Pratyukta cha. The Agni Vidya was Prashta, was asked for by Nachiketa in chapter 1, and Pratyukta cha, it was answered also. Yama described Agni Vidya as the second boon. Tasyascha phalaprapti prakaraha vaktavyaha iti mantrarambhaha. Tasyascha phalaprapti prakaraha, the manner in which one attains the result of the Agni Vidya. Vaktavyaha, it should be stated. Iti, because of this intention also, mantrarambhaha, this mantra is being presented. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.